Alexa, skill Stumper. Give me a really crazy hard one.
Wait. Let's do... Oh, I got one. I just passed a store the other day, and it made me think about this. Glass artist. Stumper.
Oh.
They sell glass. They make... I'm assuming they blow glass art and like make and sell glass art.
Okay. Do you think they teach other people how to do it?
I didn't see it. I mean, I don't know. It just said glass art for sale, I think.
Well,
Glass art.
maybe you're a glass art wanting to get into that area, collecting it, and you need to know like tips on how to not ruin it.
Also, my wife watched that movie. I forget, it's some kind of little girly movie where the guy puts like rods in the sand and lightning shoots in it, makes glass thing.
Why am I so out of
Sweet Home Alabama. That was it. Sweet Home Alabama over the weekend.
No, it's okay.
Okay, Sweet Home Alabama.
For some reason,
Anyway,
I don't
glass artist.
This is why it's a skill Stumper. Did you have ideas for this, or you just made it up?
I literally.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
It was in my head from Sweet Home
So
Alabama. Like
I think if you had a store,
the store I'd go by.
I think this is one of the times where you could talk about your product, but this is definitely one of the industries where I think you might want to try and brand yourself while talking about the community. We've talked about this before. Unless you're giving lessons and want to give tips on things, I don't think there's maintenance tips you can give on glass, but there's probably tips on like trying different techniques or maybe letting people hear the types of blow sounds you make when doing it. I don't know. I do think, though, something we've talked about with, I think it was garbage trucks once we talked about, where he said, talk about local events branded by your company. Because I don't know what you would talk about in class. You actually stumped me this time.
We talked about garbage? I don't remember that.
Well, no, someone one time goes, well, what if I have a recycling company and I want to brand myself? I don't have any way I can do a skill. I said, well, why don't you do, here's this week's local events brought to you by Chris's Recycling.
For a flash briefing, yeah. Okay, I get that. I'm going to bail you out a little bit. So
I'm really curious about this. I really...
Well, one of the things, and you were going towards it, you just got stumped. We
need an animation of like a
one thing I know about the art community is that they do participate in a lot of local art shows, festivals. They take their product to go there. So yeah, I think you could really talk about some things going on in your local community or in your world where you're going to take your product and you're going to display it and different events and festivals that you are participating in and be a part of. So I think you could definitely create both flash briefing and just general info Q&A around what's going on in the local area and brand yourself with the local event market. I think the other thing, because you were kind of talking, I think this would be good using our podcast skillet. I think you should have a podcast. Now, that's a very niche market, which means you can win in it. But if you're talking about two other glass artists,
that's hilarious. When you said when you first started, that clicked in my head, and I somehow knew you were going to go there.
Right.
I do agree with that, though. I think if you're
welcome.
Local community again, but you're interviewing other artists, it is.
Right.
Yeah. See.